Welcome to King Lizzard's Game Lounge and Forza Motorsport 7 racing action, NASCAR style. So this is the NASCAR Championship from the game's Evolution Series Championship, the third series of championships you actually get to race in the game's career mode. And there are 6 races here, 3 of which are ovals, and 3 more races including Sonoma, Watkins Glen and Road America. Some really tough racing here in some of the more technical tracks, not so tough on the ovals. I didn't find the ovals that difficult in this race series, if you like. I found them reasonably easy to get away from the AI. However, the in-between races, the technical tracks that aren't ovals, are absolutely brutal, and there is some seriously close racing action there to be had. Hope you enjoy the video. I'll be back on and off in between the video just to summarise at the end of each race. Enjoy the show. Well, this race at Homestead wasn't that difficult at Expert AI. Kind of took the field around about 50% of the way through the race. I could have done it earlier, but obviously I didn't want to have clashes with AI and stuff, so I gave the AI plenty of room, which I do recommend, because the AI in this game are pretty dangerous, to be honest. They do cross over on you at the last minute, and they will also try and spin you out sometimes, so you do want to give them lots of room to be able to get through, otherwise it can kind of be the end of your race. So this number 24 Hendrick Supersport 2017 Chevrolet, really good car for ovals, quite enjoyed it. This used to be called Infinity Raceway. Obviously it's Sonoma Raceway now. That AI kart nearly murdered me on that corner. If you're wondering what happened there, it actually came across the rear of my car and tried to push me full circle. I actually fought against it, managed to luckily maintain control, but obviously cutting a big section of the corner off. But that nearly cost me my race, and that wasn't the first time. This race, or run through if you like, was my 5th attempt at this race. I'd actually managed to secure seconds and third places, but I was sort of determined to get a first place because I'd been wrongly outdone by the AI 3 times almost. This was actually the 3rd event where an AI tried to murder my car before I managed to finish the race. So I actually landed up in that very same tyre barrier there I just drove past 2 times previously, where the AI cut across me at the last minute on that particular corner and landed up with me head on into that barrier. I managed to recover and get into a 2nd and a 3rd place in each instance, but you know, it kind of leaves you a little bit angered and a little bit, you know, like you've been robbed out of your victory. So brutal tough race this, brutal, the hardest of the series. with the exception of that very dicey moment with the AI where he nearly murdered me on the pit lane wall. This was pretty plain sailing, really. This 2017 Ford Penske PENNZOIL managed to get me through the race nice and clean, and again just keeping movements small on the corners and keeping your speed at optimum, managed to allow me to attain a massive gap over my expert AI in competition. If I'd had an accident, they would have caught me up. They're that fast. But the fact that this is an oval, there's not too much technical here, so there's not that much danger of losing the race. Reasonably easy runnings here at Indianapolis. Wow, just when I thought racing in this championship could not get any harder, along comes Road America. This race was brutal with a capital B, even harder than the Sonoma race I spoke about earlier. It was crazy fast. I'm not kidding. You just could not let up the acceleration for one moment. If you did, you had AI cars behind you spinning you out and stuff, and you also lost massive gaps between you and the leaders. you really, or I really found I just had to apply the pressure the whole time doing this race, and this was the best I could get. Before this I got 3 or 4 fourths and fifths. I also got a shameful 7th place where I did get spun out by the AI, but this was brutal tough. When it comes to Watkins Glen, I'm pretty biased because I love this circuit, and this was easily the best race of the championship for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this race, and it was also really tough for me to get this first place in expert difficulty, even though it's a track that I know very well. I just found the pace of that first place car was ridiculously fast, and again I couldn't afford to let up at any point during the race. I had to literally push myself to the limits to get this first place. But the good thing was that this variant of Watkins Glen they used was a fast variant. They cut out some of the more technical sections of the track, and it really did suit NASCAR vehicles, this circuit. Absolutely love this to bits, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do if you've got Forza Motorsport 7 when you get to this particular championship, if you haven't already. So this final and third oval of the series, this one being Daytona at night time, was not very difficult for me at all in Expert. Absolutely blew the field apart very easily using this Ford Penske PENNZOIL. And again, it was an okay race. I find the problem with ovals is that I tended to get ahead pretty easy in this championship. I would have liked some tougher racing. I had big leads. I mean, if I'd made a mistake, AI would have caught me and I probably would have lost a lot of places and maybe even the race. So they were definitely behind me, but I did have quite a considerable lead on them, as you can see, out to the final of this race. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this NASCAR Championship racing from the Evolution Series Championship Forza Motorsport 7. Please remember to rate and like the video if you enjoyed it, and also if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. Everyone's welcome at King Lizzard's Game Lounge. Take care, keep well, and keep watching.